Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Chris, and welcome back to the Survivor podcast. And we still have Spencer and Jeremy up from last time. Hello there. Anyways, welcome back to another podcast, everyone. And I'm back once again with my good friend Gocubs711.
Scene, fade in. We're in a hotel room alone. Well, not alone. There are two people in the hotel room other than us, but we're mere observers in this scene.
Okay.
The two people in the bed, a chicken and an egg. The egg looking very, very distressed and upset. The chicken smoking a cigarette. Well, I guess we know. Well, I guess that question was answered.
Yeah. God fucking damn it. I was really hoping that you get a little bit more into it.
Who came first, Chris?
I guess the chicken.
Yeah, fucking clearly.
Clearly, because clearly he is very relaxed. Anyways, welcome back to the finale, actually, of the Survivor Cambodia podcast.
And the finale of Season 1 that we just made up the other day.
Yeah, so what we decided to do was this was Season 1 of our recaps and predictions series. It's completely separate from the NFL stuff, but we will get into that a little bit later. Basically, one season was Survivor, Worlds Apart, then Big Brother 17, and then Survivor Cambodia, and we're making up a point system for real this time. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but now for real though, we're going to be doing a point system with how well we did. This season's winner was none other than the man on the other side.
Boom.
Gocubs, but
to be fair, the only thing we counted this season was the winner predictions.
Yes.
And for the winner predictions, we give 10 points if you chose the winner and at the start and they went all the way and won. So if that was your first choice and they won, you get 10 points.
Yes, it's very nice.
Do we want to do 8 or 7 for second place?
I don't care either way.
All right, we'll do. All right, so then 7 points is if your first pick got eliminated, but your second pick won.
Right.
And then we'll do 5 points for third pick, 4 for fourth, and so on.
Yeah.
3 for fifth, and if it's past that, then something's fucking wrong.
Well, if it's past that, I would say do 2 points no matter what. Okay. At least it's more than like what you guess.
There we go. Watch us be really bad one season.
Oh, I'm sure it'll happen to one of us one of these times. I'm predicting myself, to be honest.
Anyways, so I predicted the winner, Mike, in Worlds Apart. So that got me 5 points. He was my third pick.
Yeah.
And then I predicted Steve also as my third pick. So I have 10 points total. Chris picked Jared. Shit.
No, we don't have to spoil it.
I'm sure people have already seen it. Chris picked the winner for this.
Yeah.
So he has 7 points.
Yeah.
So I won.
So yeah, and it was a close at the end, right?
Oh fuck yeah, totally.
But no, yeah, and I think that going forward we'll have like I'll definitely do more Survivor wise in terms of the tiny things that we do. Like we always guessed like who would be eliminated, but we can also throw in like who do you think will win the immunity challenge? Because there have been times in the past where Survivor actually shows what the challenge is before the actual episode airs, like on their website. So we could even look at that before we go to the podcast and be like, all right, if you see this challenge that this is happening, who do you think is going to probably have a better shot at winning this? And we'll also talk about the future of this of Survivor as well, because that was revealed. But we got a lot to go through. So let's get started on the finale of Survivor Cambodia. This was such a great season, but we'll get into that later. So, let's get things started. We kick things off after the tribal at which Abby goes. I think it was Abby.
Yep.
And Keith is shocked that they booted Abby because he thinks she couldn't win at the final 3. And Spencer points out that if everyone was trying to take Abby to the end, they wouldn't want to take him.
It's true.
And it's very true. Keith was kind of like, wait, no, but I wanted to take her to the final 3. And Spencer was kind of like, but that would mean you don't take me. So
Yep.
it was completely like Keith was just kind of not getting it at that moment. But anyways, Kimmy thinks all of this is her chance to swoop. It's now time for Kimmy to make this big move. So she tells Kelly that she wants to get Jeremy, Tasha, and Spencer to split the votes so they can go get out Jeremy. So that was like, for me as someone who picked Jeremy, I was just kind of like, oh no. And I also texted. Me and Gocubs were texting during the finale. I was just kind of like, watch Kimmy fucking win this. Like,
I just responded, nah.
Nah, there's no way. But I was just like, imagine like this like 3-week turnaround. Like she gets out like all the big threats single handedly. I would have been so pissed. But anyways, so then Probe says that there are no more repeat challenges going forward, so everything is new to the contestants. I think the last immunity challenge was the ball challenge that Keith did his season for San Juan del Sur.
Yeah.
But I realized that was something completely different. That it was just they had like the same mechanism and everything. But then anyway, so we start off, and there isn't. Oh, I'm sorry. This is now the first immunity challenge. Do you remember the first immunity challenge, Gocubs?
No.
No, you don't.
Oh, was it the big thing?
It was the puzzle steps, I believe.
Yes.
So you want to go ahead and explain it for the best of your
Okay.
capability?
Okay. Yeah. So there was a giant ass thing.
Perfect.
And what people had to do was there were multiple staircases that people had to grab the pieces for and make sure they fit in on the right pegs, and then go up, build up the stairs until they got to the top, basically. But if they could only take one piece at a time. If they were wrong, they were fucking wrong. Had to go back. At the top, there was a slide puzzle.
And yeah.
Yeah. My voice didn't end, but my sentence did.
Okay. Perfect. So it turns out that Spencer is a challenge beast, and
He kind of is. I didn't want to say this during the finale because I'm superstitious as hell, but
he's good.
He's the new Joe.
He was the new Joe, yeah. The stud, right?
Yeah.
So Spencer ends up winning that one, which was absolutely awesome to see, because I remember he went during Kagayan where he'd win these challenges, but then it was always the one that he had to win that ended up screwing over. But what ended up happening was that before they actually went to commercial break after the Spencer winning it, I think it was like Kelly, yeah, it was Kelly, said that they need to make a move now. And like she was kind of like, but at the same time, what is Kimmy doing? Maybe I should just get out Kimmy. Like, who knows? So then back at camp, Keith and Kimmy go out for a chat. She pitches her vote splitting plan and tells him that they're targeting Jeremy, and then it was Keith and Kimmy. And then Kelly eventually joins them. And then basically they're now all in cahoots that they want to get out Jeremy, who's a very big threat. So meanwhile, Spencer and Tasha are really starting to wonder what that threesome is up to. And later, Kimmy pitches to the boys, so Spencer and Jeremy, voting for Keith, and the girls voting for Wentworth to Tasha. And then that I don't know. I like at that moment I felt like that immediately brought up a red flag.
Yeah.
To me, if I was sitting there, I felt like, why are we splitting the votes still? Like I get like it's still like the idol still could be in play, but something about Kimmy pitching that to them is just like, wait, what's your plan? So as soon as Kimmy walks away, Tasha and Spencer tell Jeremy that she's a rat.
She's a rat. Like as soon as Kimmy walks away, she's a rat.
She's a rat. That's that was the glory. Some of the glory things about like a Big Brother too, when you get like when you're watching the live feed and all of a sudden they'd like someone would be in the conversation and then they'd walk out of the room and they'd be like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It's the best when that happens. I'm glad that they showed that happening on here. Jeremy confronts Kimmy about this supposed her being a rat. And she turns on the fake tears, and she becomes the...
Yeah, Kimmy was so that was so dumb what Kimmy was doing. You could tell she was cracking.
It was, but at the same time, Jeremy was kind of falling for it.
He fucking bought it.
He was buying it. So Spencer and Jeremy chat about the idols, and Spencer is positive that Wentworth doesn't have an idol, and he also doesn't think Jeremy has one, which was hilarious. I think that was one of the best editing jobs that they did with Survivor.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And just Spencer, like they did like the zoom in on Spencer's face as he said it. You were like, oh, Spencer.
Oh, baby.
But anyways, but not tribal. Savage wears his hat again, which is nice. Jeremy admits that there are alliances now. No more voting blocks. No more of that shit. We got alliances now. And Kelly thinks it's her and Keith against Kimmy, Spencer, Jeremy, and Tasha. Tasha isn't so sure about that. Keith is ready to lie, cheat, and steal. That was one of my favorite lines. Keith was like, I'm not saying lie, cheat, and steal, but lie, cheat, and steal. Cool, Keith. That was really epic. So Spencer says that there was a plan to split the votes, but they aren't going to do that anymore. Here comes the bombshell. Boom. He says he's voting with Tasha and Jeremy, and they can draw rocks if they have to. So Keith points out that Spencer can say this because he's safe. And then Spencer whispers to Kelly, you're good. And of course, Jeff has to ruin everything and be like, Kelly, what is Spencer whispering to you?
Thanks, Jeff.
Kelly doesn't trust him because they said that she was safe last time. Eventually, it breaks down with both sides trying to convince Kimmy which way to vote. And oh boy, we get into the votes. And
we get into the best tribal council in Survivor history.
This gets good. So we get no votes are shown at all. We have no idea what's happening, and that's kind of how I like it. I don't like being spoiled about whose vote it is until the very end. I was glad that they didn't show anything. So then Probst tallies and returns. He asks if anyone wants to play an idol. Boom! Kelly plays an idol, and now there's some worried expressions on Spencer and Tasha's face. No matter! Jeremy pulls out his idol, plays that, and here we go. Here come the votes. We got one vote for Kelly, one vote for Jeremy, one vote for Kelly, one vote for Jeremy, one vote for Kelly, and the last vote is for Jeremy.
No votes were cast.
The idols voided the vote completely.
Every single vote.
So, the rules now state that they're going to do a revote, and that Spencer, Kelly, and Jeremy are now all immune, which leaves Kimmy, Keith, and Tasha on the brink. And that was huge. So now, once again, we get to the votes again. Jeremy's pissed, by the way, about Kimmy.
And here's the thing. Jeremy was like looking at Spencer and Tasha like, who voted for me? Who voted for me? He didn't fucking believe that it was Kimmy.
Yeah, and then once he figured it out...
he was like so shocked. He was like, oh, okay, I know who... You didn't. You did not know.
Yeah. And he figured... Once he figured it out... he was guns blazing at that point. He was really mad about that, of course. But so he gives Kimmy some attitude as she goes up to vote. We get no votes shown again, and then Probst tallies and returns. Now the votes go: one vote for Tasha, one vote for Kimmy, One vote for Tasha, one vote for Kimmy. One vote for Tasha, and the final vote is for Kimmy. We got a tie now.
Another fucking tie.
And the 4 people who weren't voted for have to discuss who should go home. If they don't come to a unanimous decision, they draw rocks. But because of the fact that Tasha and Kimmy would be immediately safe because of this,
as well as Spencer, Jeremy, and Kelly also all being safe,
Keith would go home because he's the only one without immunity. What is happening?
Fucking insane.
So they talk it over, and Keith, being the awesome guy that he is, he's offering to give up his spot because Kimmy is a single mother. That was, like, so heart-wrenching to see, because I love Keith. I'm like, you've been playing much more of a game than Kimmy has. Don't leave this game, because you make it so much better.
Yeah.
And then Kelly wants Keith to stay, so ultimately she ends up changing her vote to Kimmy. Keith has to too, because he doesn't want himself to go home.
Right.
And
Spencer and Jeremy weren't going to waver.
Right, exactly. So Kimmy is the 15th person eliminated from Survivor this season. Your thoughts, Go Cubs?
I mean, I think I already said it. That was the best tribal council in Survivor history.
It really was, and we were blessed with a lot of great tribal councils this season. That was by far the best, obviously, this season, and I think of all time. And there have been a lot of crazy ass tribal councils.
Oh, that was so great.
It was absolutely amazing, and props to Kelly and Jeremy, who knew that they had to play their idols because they didn't want to get screwed over. And it was just great. And Spencer, of course, being like the tough guy, he was just kind of like, well, we're voting this way, and you bitches better join us. Otherwise, it ain't working. So that was really just amazing. But anyways, back at camp, Spencer geeks out because this has never happened before. It was just really, like, it was just very exhausting, that whole thing. And then the best thing about that too was Jeff afterwards decided to have his little time and explain it to the audience.
Yeah, just in case you had no idea what was going on.
Which was nice of him, but I also thought it was like, alright, Jeff gets his little time. But it was really great. But anyways, the play, then we get back to another immunity challenge. We completely forgot what all the other elements of the show. We get to the immunity challenge, and it's an obstacle course. So Go Cubs, if you'd like to, if you remember it at all.
Yes. So basically, this one, there were 6 different obstacles to get through. You had a puzzle piece bag at the start of each of them. You had to grab the puzzle piece bag, do whatever fucking obstacle it was, get back to your table, and finish the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I couldn't drink in time. All right.
Too fast for you.
I know. You're good. Yeah, another. I love these kind of challenges. I wish they did like the giant star, like they had I think last season it was. That was like, I think it was like an obstacle course type thing. It was epic.
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, but this one looked really cool too. This was a cool one. But anyways, so we get through this challenge, and Mr. Jeremy, I believe. No, wait, no.
No,
who wins this one?
Kelly.
Wentworth. I'm sorry, Kelly Wentworth wins this one. I completely forget. I'm like, I had this million. There wasn't actually a lot of people that actually won the immunity challenge this season. So Kelly wins in this one. Oh God!
What the fuck did you do?
I knocked over a thing because I was doing crazy hand movements.
Okay. Glad to know you're Italian.
I'm not even Italian. I'm Irish and German.
Glad to know you're Italian.
All right, good. All right. So, anyways, so Kelly wins this one, which is a big thing because she's in the minority with Keith, so she needed to win it. So Kelly wins it, and now Keith is looking bad for him. So back at camp, Tasha, Spencer, and Jeremy want to target Keith, of course, but they are scared to death about immunity idols. When they're away from camp, Kelly makes a fake idol for Keith. Another one of those fake idol seasons. I love it. And then the ploy seems to be having some sort of effect on Jeremy.
Jeremy was getting so paranoid.
Because he's getting a bad vibe from Keith and Kelly. So Jeremy, basically, another really great scene from Survivor this season was trying to get Keith's attention for the longest time.
Oh, that was awesome.
Snapping and waving, and Keith was not noticing at all. And finally, Keith looked over. He was just like, "Oh, what's up?"
Oh, hey, someone wants to talk to me.
Jeremy alludes that they should vote for Spencer. So I think so Jeremy was kind of on edge, he didn't really know what was going on. So he was saying I think he was, now looking back at it, maybe I think it was just him trying to cover his ass. Really?
Yeah, I'll talk about how great of a thing that was after the Tribal Council.
Yeah. So that night at Tribal, Wentworth says she knew her back was basically against the wall. Keith thinks it could be him unless things change, and Spencer believes that a straightforward vote would be a big move in this season of crazy town votes. Kelly wants to vote because her vote doesn't count, and Keith is going home, which was a very interesting thing that she said. And Keith admits that there are some tricks left to be played. And during this entire Tribal Council, I thought Keith was doing a great acting job, because he kept on looking down at the bag, filling his bag. Jeremy was noticing it, and and you could tell Keith was trying to play up the nervousness of him having an idol. It was really well played by Keith. But then, at least at the time, I'll get into that after his elimination. But, oh yeah, that's basically it. I don't care. Who cares? They've already all watched it.
Yeah, I know. Probably. I mean, I don't know.
So J Pro tallies and returns. No one plays an idol. And it's one vote for Spencer, one for Keith, one for Spencer, one for Keith. And Keith gets eliminated, like I said. So one real quick thing about Keith before you talk about the how that was a good move for Jeremy not to go after Spencer. The Ponderosa online that they do, I watched it. I've been watching it this entire season, but I thought it was really interesting because he got to Ponderosa and they already went they were saying how, apparently, according to Sierra was saying how apparently after Keith walked out, Kelly was sitting there, mouth to Sierra. He had an idol and didn't play it. So Sierra immediately wanted to get to investigation with Keith, and Keith was just like, I don't know. She just gave me an idol. I didn't think it was real or not, but I thought he was playing it smart, but apparently he thought it might have actually been a real idol.
Oh my god!
So then they actually look at it and they're like, I don't know. I don't think it's real, but they're like, but at the same time they're like, really, either Kelly's dumb for giving him a real idol, or Keith is dumb for not using the idol, or it's a fake. It was great. The fact that Keith didn't even know for himself if it was fake or not, great. It was absolutely great. All right. Anyways, in terms of Jeremy now and him not voting.
So Jeremy, what Jeremy was doing was really smart. It should have been like cut and dry. This is what we're doing. Spencer, Tasha, Jeremy vote for Keith. Kelly and Keith try to vote for either Jeremy or Spencer, and then Keith goes home. However, it might have been part paranoia, but Jeremy decided, hey, just in case, I'm going to make sure these guys are cool with voting Spencer.
I think it was both. I think it was a good move in the, like just strategically and also paranoia.
Well, yeah. But the thing about that was even if uh that way if Jeremy wanted to like actually jump ship and vote with them, Spencer would go home. Uh, but also even if Keith did have an idol and played it, Spencer would still go home.
Right.
So that was really smart on his part.
Yeah, absolutely, and like it showed that he was kind of, he was definitely playing both sides there and like covering his ass there, and it was good. I like the move, and I thought again like a lot. I feel like some of the worst and best moves come from just being paranoid, and
Kinda, yeah.
yeah, it's very nice. I like it. But unfortunately, the tale of Keith Nail is no longer with us, and he will be moving on with two people from San Juan del Sur and two people from Cagayan. So, as we move forward, now we basically just jump right into the immunity challenge because they were starting to like wind down on time on the episode, so they didn't show any of the hanging out at the actual camp. They just jumped right into the immunity challenge. So the last immunity challenge, Go Cubs, you remember this, right?
Yep. So basically, there was a mechanism. As I don't know if that's the right word. There was a
Mechanism, I think is a good
mechanism of wired tubes.
Okay.
And the tubes, yeah, they had to run a ball through the tube. It would come to the bottom. They'd have to grab it before it hit the ground, and then they'd have to put it back in again. And then they added more balls each time. However, there was a point where the balls would alternate which direction they rotated in. So it was always it was pretty much random which direction they came out in.
Well, yeah. It alternates back and forth essentially, and it was hard to keep up after a while because it definitely depended on how your reflexes and how you spaced
and you only
out
had
the
one
balls.
hand.
And you only had one hand, exactly. So like
that
challenge would have been so easy if you had both, but
yeah, of course,
but not with one. So this was an intense challenge, but of course, Kelly is the first one to lose her ball. Then Tasha, and then it came down to Spencer and Jeremy, the two people that really had such great games. And it came down to this one right here, and Jeremy wins his first immunity challenge where it matters most.
Yep, honestly, like looking at Spencer's thing, both balls came out at the same time. There was nothing he could have done.
Yeah, it was really it like it's plus it messes with your mind at one point too. Like it just like when she's like you feel like, oh god, where do I place this? How do I place this? It's because I think they had like 5 balls at one point going.
5 total, yeah.
It was ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it was a good win by Jeremy. Jeremy, in fact, breaks down, and then telling Jeff that this is all for his family, essentially, and he doesn't like he doesn't really get into it, I think he does, but like not really like. I don't know. Anyways, he's crying about his family, and Kelly tears up as well because she knows that she's going to be on the outside looking in. But back at the Orcon Beach, Jeremy realizes that he said he'd be loyal to his 3, but now that he has the necklace, he could switch it up a little bit. So Spencer asks Kelly who she would be targeting, and she doesn't say. He tells her he's writing her name down because he thinks she could beat him. I don't get what the fuck Spencer is doing there.
Yeah, it's a really weird strategy from him.
I don't know what was happening there, but Kelly then tells Jeremy that she thinks people respect him, but people who appreciate sneaky gameplay will like Spencer. Jeremy considers the idea of making Spencer and Kelly do a fire making challenge, which would have been very, very fun, but unfortunately we didn't.
Honestly, okay, no matter what, if I was in the Final Four or Final Four is when it happens. If I was in the Final Four, if I wasn't wearing a necklace, I would be practicing fire.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Like, honestly, you don't know what's going to happen. You might think you do, but there's a chance that you could be doing fire, and
yeah.
If the fire that happened in, was it Cagayan or San Juan del Sur?
No,
It was Worlds Apart.
It was Worlds Apart, and the last time before that was before I even started watching, which was where
Right,
Samoa.
that was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and so it didn't happen for 12 seasons or something like that, 12, 13 seasons.
Yeah.
But it still could happen
at any moment.
So I don't know. That's my tip. If you make it to the Final Four and you're not wearing a necklace, start practicing how to make fire.
Absolutely, and I thought that would have been an awesome battle between Kelly and Spencer.
It would have,
if it actually happened.
However,
but that night at Tribal, they start out with Jeremy says that he couldn't control his emotions at the challenge. Spencer hopes he set himself up to stay in the game. Kelly knows the trio is close, but they should be considering who they can beat at the end, essentially. Jeremy is thinking about himself and his family's future, and Kelly admits she's voting for Spencer because he's probably has his final tribal speech already planned. And Spencer believes that Kelly will get a ton of votes if she gets to the final 3.
And one thing that Spencer does say is, Jeremy, if you take Kelly to the end over me, I will spend all of my energy to make sure that she beats you.
Yeah, essentially. And so it was the threat, and a lot of bickering between Kelly and Spencer, essentially. Spencer.
And I mean, hey, Spencer did that with Tony, and Tony won.
Right, exactly.
Tony probably won for other reasons than just that, but...
Yeah. So anyways, Spencer votes for Kelly. Kelly votes for Spencer. Right. And the rest of it is secret. And so Probst tallies of returns. We get 1 vote for Spencer, another vote for Kelly, another vote for Kelly, and Kelly Wentworth was out, but played a hell of a game.
7-7 cash now. Goodbye, Kelly.
It really, I think, out of anyone that embodied the redemption or like the second chance aspect, I feel like Kelly Wentworth did the best. Because we didn't even know Kelly Wentworth that much.
I barely knew Kelly from San Juan del Sur.
Yeah, we just knew her father because her father was very interesting. We kind of just knew her as his daughter, and it was...
Yeah.
She didn't really do anything. But this time around, she played right out the gate, the first person to get the idol, found a second idol later on in the season, and just was working from the bottom almost the entire time, but kept on getting out of it. If Kelly made it to the end, she probably would have actually won.
I think she might have deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, like even if she was sitting next to Jeremy or Spencer, that's why I kind of like started questioning, like partway through the finale, I started to be like, do they really want to pick Jeremy over Kelly? Because Kelly has played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But I feel like no matter if she was sitting next to Jeremy or Spencer, I think that she probably would have won it because of just how that she was working from the bottom a lot of the times, and she was able to make a lot of plays. So one of the best,
with the most clutch idol play.
That was amazing. That was really what embodied her game. Was just that was the craziest idol play I've ever seen.
That's what idol plays need to be like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a bummer when no one actually votes for the person that plays the idol. Like, it's just like, all right, whatever. But that was a clutch idol play, and she really, like, I think she can go down as one of the one of the best castaways to play the game without actually winning it.
Yep.
I'll say that right now. That I think that she definitely deserved that. But that's what ended up happening. Kelly goes home, and the next morning, of course, the final three are greeted. Oh, well, they first are greeted by a mirror and a scale, which I forgot they did this, to see how they're holding up, what their wages and everything.
Yep.
And then, which is the best diet ever this season. So then they then devour the day 39 breakfast, of course, which is the worst diet. And then Spencer hopes that getting in touch with his feelings is the story that he needs to win it all. And then Jeremy's just talking about like I think I forget what Jeremy was talking about, what Tasha was talking about. I know Tasha was just like she was really happy just to be there and everything, and Jeremy he really just wanted he was glad that he made it this far this time, and this was for his family and everything. So then we get to the final travel. So Savage starts us off by saying the answers have to be impactful. He tells Spencer that he's arrogant, calling him out for threatening to bury Jeremy. And Spencer says he was arrogant the first time, and it's a mask for his insecurities. But his mask slipped last tribal, and he felt bad about acting that way. Savage then asks Jeremy why he verbally attacked Kimmy when she was voted out, and now it's just because Jeremy says that he was hurt because Kimmy flipped. Fishback goes up second, and he asks Tasha why she did Jeremy's dirty work, which I did not get, but I didn't really get that one. I don't think she did any of his dirty work, but she says that she's a strong, independent woman and nobody dictates anything to her. So many stereotypes. Sorry. Anyways, then Steven then asked Spencer why he was willing to betray people. And Spencer says he has to jump between blocks because he didn't have the best relationships. Sierra is next. She says that flippers rarely make it to the end and the jury feels very betrayed. Jeremy thinks the season was different because of the caliber of the players. He then throws it back at her, saying she encouraged everyone to make big plays. Tasha claims it was because of all the swaps, and Spencer thinks that there are so many different types of relationships, and he had to take advantage of that to get rid of threats. So Keith is now up here now, and he asks Jeremy why Spencer should win. Jeremy says he thinks Spencer made good moves and survived being on the bottom, and Spencer gets the same question and says that Jeremy was in a powerful position throughout most of the game. Abby wants to know about everyone's subtle moves, because why not? Tasha admits she was closer with Spencer than Jeremy due to Cagayan. Spencer played Joe by pushing distrust on him, and Jeremy says he was hunting for idols when people were at rewards. So then, Kimmy calls Spencer a bully for how he treated Jeremy or rather how he treated Kelly at the previous tribal. She then calls Jeremy out for replacing her in the pecking order with Spencer. Jeremy claims that he never replaced her with Spencer, and that his feelings were hurt when she voted for him. And then we get to Kelly Wigglesworth, who reminds everyone that she lost Survivor Borneo by 1 vote. She asked everyone to pick a number between 1 and 10. So that was one of the crazier things that happened during that during the jury. I don't like. I do wonder where. By the way, actually no. We'll wait for that. I have a question near the end because I actually completely forgot how everything went. But so then Cass goes and reminds Spencer of when he said she had when she said she had zero. I'm sorry. When he said she had, god damn it, 0% chance of winning. Gocubs, are you still there?
Yes, I want to see how long you would go without me saying anything.
I was really getting worried. I was just like, all I hear is static. All right, so Spencer.
I am here.
Okay, so Spencer knows that knows that he said dumb things, but he wants her vote because he believes he's changed. Cass congratulates him for trying to change. Wentworth finishes it up, asking what their second chance stories are. Tasha says it was to build and maintain relationships. Spencer's was teetering between who he was and what he's become. And finally, Jeremy admits that he's here for Val and his 2 kids, and of course the mystery third kid, which he revealed was a boy, but he couldn't say that the entire time. Because he felt like that was gonna hurt his chances of getting to the final, because they're like, oh my god, he has a kid coming, get him out. Otherwise people are gonna vote. So then voting time ends up going, so no votes are shown at all. Probe snatches up the urn, and the next thing we know, we're in Los Angeles, even though we were already in it, because I hate that.
It's not that big of a deal.
I love that, though. I love the illusion. I love the illusion of him arriving there in Los Angeles, even though we already, now we know that he's there. He already arrived there. It's stupid. Anyways.
Shut up.
Alright, whatever. Tally time. We got Jeremy, and the winner.
It was all fucking Jeremy. Jeremy won unanimously.
Jeremy won it. The one survivor, Cambodia, and he's off to the side here for some reason. Whoop, center stage. There you go. All right, so Jeremy is the winner. Deserved? Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely deserved it. He played a heck of a game, and the thing about Jeremy, I felt like he was always playing the game. He was always in it. He was never out of it. He was always involved in what was going on, and that's what that's what I liked about Jeremy's game throughout. He played a great game. And was it actually a sweep? That was the question I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a sweep.
Yeah, if it wasn't a sweep, they would have shown they. If there's more than one person voted for, they usually show them all in succession. So like, even if Spencer got one vote, it would have been Jeremy, Spencer, Jeremy.
Okay, I see. So yeah, and essentially Tasha and Spencer tied for second. Then they didn't actually. There was no second or third. They tied for second because of the fact that Jeremy got all the votes, which is very tough to do in a
it's rare, not unheard of, but
yeah, well, just knowing that there's so many opinionated people in Survivor usually that that they would be different viewpoints, but everyone voted for Jeremy, which is that was really a heck of a season. That was really one of the best seasons, if not the best season. Definitely the best season I've seen.
My all-time favorite season now.
I have not watched very early seasons, but
neither have I.
But this was a heck of a season.
Actually, the if you're curious, I don't know if you are or not. The earliest season that I've watched is 8, but I've watched since 10 or 11 regularly.
Okay, yeah, I've only watched from Samoa on Russell Hance's seasons.
Yep.
But yeah, this was an amazing season. Just how every week there was something different going on.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Just chaos, and I don't know. I forget if I was really a fan of the merge at first, but now looking at it, like, the merges were fun, or the swapping was fun.
Switches?
Yeah, the swapping was a lot of fun. It
added a new element. The idol. The way you had to get immunity idols.
Oh my god! I hope to keep that. I really hope.
The only problem with that is that next season obviously has already been filmed, so that doesn't really count. But seasons after that, people might be like, "Oh shit, I need to be wary of challenges and like look out more for people who might be looking for idols, or just try to
Um,
find the idol myself."
I feel like that would add to it. I think that'd be fun. Just like in
Yeah.
the middle of a challenge, you're calling someone out for hunting for an idol. I don't know. I think that I'm the drama junkie. I love that kind of stuff. But no, I'm very pleased with the season. I don't think there's a single part of it that I disliked other than Abby.
The the
But
only thing that I was surprised, and I don't know if I brought this up or not, I was surprised that there was no Redemption Island, given the theme of the season being second chances. I mean, I'm glad there wasn't, because Redemption Island is good sometimes, good not good other times.
I I would I was not really surprised because the way that I consider this whole thing was a redemption island.
That's true.
That's what it was. Because otherwise, if they had a redemption island, someone would be getting like a third chance. You know.
Well,
So I don't know.
still not technically out in Redemption Island.
No, I know, but like it's you get voted out and then you're brought back into the game. I just I agree. Like I think that could have been an interesting thing to include. I'm glad they didn't though. I think that the way it was totally okay. Yeah, it was really great. And now we got next season ahead of us.
Next season,
Which is drumroll. What
Brains
is it?
versus Brawn versus Beauty 2.
Which was the former favorite season of Gocubs.
My former favorite season.
Mm-hmm.
But this is still going to be really cool. I also predicted what it was going to be while we were watching it.
Yeah, and that was impressive. I like. I'm looking forward to it. I was not happy about the previews. How they were kind of like saying how it was the roughest yet, and like you see all these people collapsing, because that's like the worst part of Survivor, when you see like when people like are going down and people getting injured or someone stops breathing. Like it's not fun. And so that's gonna be definitely a drama.
Also, Caleb from BB15.
That's another one. 16 BB16.
16.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
we didn't cover that one.
We never covered that one, but what a character that'll be. Would you like to put the first prediction in for 2016 and say that he's going to be going after a girl?
Caleb is going to win.
Oh, is that your bold?
No.
Well, okay. I was gonna say,
he's gonna make it to the merge and be the first one out of the merge.
And what tribe is Caleb gonna be on?
You know it's fucking Braun.
I thought I was thinking Brain, but anyways.
Yeah.
I'm very pumped for Caleb, to be honest. I think that'll be a fun one. They showed
it'll be interesting to see how he acts / how they edit him, because from Big Brother we got a much different like side of him, but I think Survivor, which is a lot more serious than Big Brother.
Oh yeah. One thing too is Hayden, who was the winner of Big Brother 12, was on Survivor as well.
Yes, he was on Blood versus Water 1.
But I felt personally that Hayden, I mean, I don't know, he wasn't that big of a personality on season 12 of Big Brother either, but he ended up winning the Big Brother. He wasn't really a huge part of that season. When he was on Survivor, he wasn't like he was kind of just there as one of like the hunky guys that did well in the challenges, and that was pretty much it. But the fact that Caleb was such a character, I hope that he was a trip. He was a trip on Big Brother. It'll be fun to see him on Survivor. Anything else that happened during like the recap?
Nothing important that I think we really need to talk about.
Yeah, because I feel like that we covered all the big points. So what's the future for the series? Like we talked about earlier about the potential point system that will be implemented.
Yep. So season 1 is now over.
Yeah.
I won.
And Gocubs won by default. Uh,
Yep. Well,
um,
not really by default, but
but like we thought of the point system, and
right. We literally thought of the point system yesterday.
yeah,
So uh,
yeah.
we're gonna put in much more. I'm gonna like I'll keep track of all of them. We're gonna have more of a more of like a format with these points to see who wins.
Right. Yeah, like we'll figure something out by then, but that'll be exciting once we get that going. We'll have that Survivor season. We have Big Brother 18 definitely coming, and we'll have obviously we don't know what the next Survivor would be after that,
But the
but
next Survivor after that.
yes, of course. Now one thing I do want to bring up is going to the other Maniac recaps and predictions series for the NFL. Uh, the regular season finale will be on January 2nd in terms of my predictions. Will be on the 2nd, so it'll be the Saturday right before, or the Friday right before the Week 17 Sunday extravaganza. But then the
How have you been
following...
doing in that, by the way?
What?
How have you been doing in that, by the way?
I could check. I think right now, 119 correct guesses
Out of?
to like I have no idea the amount, but like it's 119 to like 80 something.
Oh, not that bad then.
Not terrible. I have a winning record. That's what matters. I think it's 119 to 89 right now. I think that's the record.
Nice.
But when that ends, the next week will be that'll be like the regular season finale of that series. The next week, Go Cubs will be joining us.
Hey, that's me.
That would be for the playoffs, and we'll be doing the predictions for that. A lot more analysis of what's happening.
From Dora, and I'm just picking the teams of colors that I like.
Sure.
It's not true.
Well, I will be probably doing much more analysis. We'll be talking about like what we want for to happen in this and the.
I already know who I want my Super Bowl teams to be. It'll just be down to the rest of that beyond.
Right, exactly. All right, well that'll be happening in a few weeks, but for now, that's the end of our Survivor podcast. So
It's
sad.
time to say goodbye.
All right, well, happy holidays, everyone, and
Happy holidays. Have a Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy
We'll see
Kwanzaa.
you.
And
See you next year. See you next year. This is it.
John Cena. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you in season 2.
Bye.